Well, big business bashers, look out. Turns out having a corporate competitor next door could be the best thing to happen to small business owners. Many mom-and-pop coffee shops now welcoming Starbucks into their neighborhoods because the coffee giant brings in the business. So is big business good for small business? Joining us now, Peter Schiff, president of Europe Pacific Capital and author of Crash Proof. Jonathan, we are going to start with you. You say small businesses should be rolling out the welcome mat for their big competitors.
Yeah, I mean, Terry, everyone loves Starbucks. Listen, when I die, bury me with my venti half cap, all right? Starbucks brings in trade, it brings in industry, it brings in supported services. People get a Starbucks, they want to go to the theater, they want to go to the bookstore. So, yes, trade is good, consumerism is good, and even those rock-throwing stoner anti-globalization kids, they get their coffee from Starbucks, too.
Peter?
Well, you know, certainly nobody really loves competition. You know, it makes you work harder. You have to innovate. You know, it keeps you on your toes. But in the long run, I think everybody benefits. And it's no secret, you know, a lot of companies always try to feed off of the marketing efforts of their competitors. I mean, go buy a car and, you know, there's always 3 or 4 dealerships right next door. You know, whenever you see a fast food restaurant, there's another one across the street. There's always a bunch of jewelry stores next to each other. I mean, so this has been happening in American business for years.
But you don't, Jamu, see that with coffee shops. You see Starbucks on every block, but the small coffee chains are pretty much gone out of business.
No, I still see them. They're around. But, you know, Starbucks is going to have a tough time in the next couple of years. You know, we're going to be in a severe recession. And, you know, when people are unemployed, they're struggling to pay mortgage payments that have gone up. They can't pay for energy. Food prices are going up. One thing that's easy to give up is a $5 cup of coffee. And in this case, being big is not going to be a benefit.
Jamu?
You know, Starbucks is a good company. They actually provide health care to their employees and good benefits. But the thing is, it's not about the other coffee chains. The actual mom-and-pop coffee houses that, you know, where they only had that one store and had been there for decades, those stores have gone out of business. Starbucks has probably been good for Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf and Caribou Coffee, but those aren't really small businesses anymore when, you know, they have locations that are doing $1 million a year. That's not the small business we're talking about. I'm talking about the mom-and-pop coffee house that isn't there anymore. Probably Starbucks is great for the nail salon and the pharmacy and the strip mall, but it's not good for its actual competitor.
Does the mom-and-pop coffee store have a right to be protected against Starbucks?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that at all, Jonathan. And I agree with you. I love my Starbucks. I had to cut it out because I was spending $1,000 a month on a year on Frappuccinos. But, you know, again, there are small businesses that have actually been put out of their neighborhoods, and that's a loss
and others
to the
have
community.
thrived, and many have thrived.
All right. We're all cutting back on our Starbucks, and it's showing up in the stock, I think. Thanks, everybody. Coming up next. Stocks that get our crew's vote any day of the week. Let's get their election year winners in our best bets. Okay, Peter, what's your pick for this election year?
Well, unfortunately, the biggest loser of the election is going to be the value of the U.S. dollar because the Federal Reserve is going to create a lot of inflation to try to keep this economy from sinking before November. So the best sector in the U.S. is going to be precious metals. Gold's going to go through the roof. So buy the leader, buy Newmont Mining. You can't go wrong buying gold stocks here.
All right. I went wrong buying Newmont a couple times because, I don't know, it did not perform well. I don't own it anymore. But do you like this one, Jonas?
No, Terry, that's because Wall Street's never invented a better way to destroy individual investor money than gold mines. If you go back 200 years, they all lose money.
But not the last couple years.
The last 5 years is the best time to be a gold miner in the history of the last 50 years with the price of gold. And it barely beat the S&P in a great environment. Imagine when gold tanks.
Okay,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm making a ton of money in gold stocks.
Jonas, what's your pick?
This is a sector that will do well leading up to the election because everyone's talking about healthcare. Healthcare select sector spider. We saw how, like on Friday, when the market opened weak, this did not fall as much. That is because healthcare stocks do well going into a recession.
Peter,
that's the current
quickly, do you like this, Peter?
No, you don't want to own anything that has anything to do with the U.S. economy, U.S. consumers, U.S. people, Americans borrowing money, spending money. You want to sell this stock. You want to own companies with non-dollar revenue streams.
We're almost out of time. Jonathan?
I'm short the dollar. UDN is a fund that goes up when the dollar goes down.
Okay. You now have a compadre here on the show. Wayne?
Well, I think what Jonathan's pick is a sort of a three-quarter yawn. I mean, I know he's been knocking the dollar for a while, and he's been doing very well.
He's been right.
My
Quickly,
pick is Fuel Cell Energy, highly speculative. Be careful. It's a great move, though.
Okay. Jonas, quickly.
I just think we're too many years away from electricity being so expensive that this model makes any sense economically. Okay,
well, Wayne's taking a flyer, and he had some great picks in 07, so we will see. Thanks, everybody, for all your ideas, and thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. All the news is straight ahead right here on the Fox News Channel. We'll see you next week.